Welcome everyone, this is Nevin, and in this video I just want to talk about what is soft washing. This is a question that I get a lot from our customers out in the field. Anytime I'm doing an estimate or talking to a customer, there's always similar questions people always ask about soft washing and about our cleaning process as a whole. So I wanted to make this video, put it on our website so that you can watch it and hopefully learn a little bit more about what soft washing is and why we feel it's a much better alternative for exterior cleaning than pressure washing or methods such as brushing and things of that nature. So getting right into it, the first thing I want to talk about are the benefits of soft washing when you're comparing soft washing to something like pressure washing. So of course the first benefit, and this is really big, is you're going to use less water overall. Probably about a quarter of the water that you would use for pressure washing, you can get away with using that much less for soft washing. It's much more efficient when it comes to water. The second big benefit is it's a much longer lasting clean, because with soft washing, when you really think about it, you're actually killing mold, bacteria, and algae at the source, at the root. Whereas with pressure washing, when you blast the algae away or the mold away, you're really just removing what you can see. There's still going to be some mold and algae there. And so since there's still a little bit there, it's much easier for it to grow back and replicate itself. Whereas if you completely disinfect and sanitize the surface, it's going to be much harder and take much longer for that algae to grow back. So that's why it's a longer lasting clean. It's also much faster than pressure washing. For us to soft wash a standard 2-story house, it usually takes on the high end about an hour and a half. That means, if you work from home, which a lot of our customers do, or you have children or whatever, you're not going to have to deal with that loud machine outside for, hours at a time or an entire weekend. It's usually an hour and a half or so. We're in and out and we do a great job. And then finally, it's much safer than pressure washing. For your vinyl siding, of course, if you go to clean a roof, it's really the only option for roof cleaning. You can't pressure wash a roof. You don't want to use pressure on vinyl siding, especially older. Definitely don't want to pressure wash aluminum siding or wooden surfaces. And so soft washing is great because it's a fantastic alternative for pressure washing different types of material that simply can't be pressure washed. So those are some of the top benefits and reasons why we personally prefer soft washing over pressure washing. Now, these are some of the most common questions and concerns that homeowners have when it comes to soft washing. The first thing a lot of homeowners ask, is it safe for plants? Now, the soft washing chemical, and that brings us right into the next chemical. The next question is, what chemical is used? So the chemical that we use is sodium hypochlorite. That's its actual name. It's also chlorine, and it's also bleach. So it's the same thing you use in your swimming pool. The question comes, is it safe for plants? Well, that depends. If you use it in an appropriate way and you water your plants before, and we do this for you, we water the plants before and after, make sure they, the very beginning of the day, they're going to be really thirsty, soak up a lot of water. So you want to make sure you're getting water on those plants before actually cleaning. And then when you do the soft wash process, a lot of this also depends on how hot it is. There are times where, if you have very delicate plants, you really want to be cautious with those. But as long as you take all of the precautions necessary, your plants will not be harmed whatsoever. Keep in mind, there are some delicate plants that you have to be very cautious with. You want to water them, spray on a neutralizer. But the chemical ratio we're using, it's the same reason why, you can swim in a swimming pool even though it's got chlorine in it. It's because you really want to dilute it down. You really want to, get that mix down very low. And then the other part of the chemical that we use for soft washing is a surfactant. And the surfactant is great for maximizing the actual effectiveness of the sodium hypochlorite. It helps keep the sodium hypochlorite on the siding for longer. It helps keep it wet for longer, which is very beneficial on hot, sunny days. But then it's also great for removing spider webs, dirt, little bugs, things of that nature, clings onto them. And then we come through, rinse it off with a very low pressure setting, and it brings all of it right off. So that covers the plants issue as well as the chemical that we use. Sodium hypochlorite is the main active ingredient mixed with the surfactant. And as for surfactant, there's many different kinds of surfactants out there, lots and lots of different kinds with different benefits and so on and so forth. Now, but that's really the main thing when it comes to chemical. Now, how long does soft washing last before needing cleaned again? This is another thing that really depends. The two things that really, well, put it this way, the most common thing that we're hired to clean is green algae and mold from gutters and softing. So Things that mold and algae thrive in is humid areas. So if you live next to a little lake or a river or a stream or any kind of body of water or pond, odds are you're going to have algae come back a little bit sooner. Now, the next thing that algae really likes is shade. So if you have lots of trees surrounding your house and it doesn't get much sunlight, that algae is going to grow back sooner. So if you live in an area like that where the conditions are perfect, you have a body of water and shade, it could come back in a year and a half, 1 year before you start seeing it again to the point where you need to clean it. Now, if your house has, if you live in an area that doesn't have a body of water and there's not any trees or shade or anything like that around, then you can reasonably expect to get 3 to 5 years before needing to get it cleaned again. But this also comes down to personal preference. I mean, we have a lot of customers that do yearly cleaning, not because their house needs to be cleaned, not because there's algae growing again, but it's more of a maintenance thing. Whenever you have your house soft wash, one of my favorite features is that it just smells fresh. When you walk outside and you're, on your patio, right after a fresh cleaning, the house just smells fresh. It feels fresh. You look at the siding, it's just fresh. Because that dirt over the course of a year, you're viewing your house every single day. It's a gradual increase. You don't really see it get dirty. It happens over time. So when you do get it cleaned, even if it's not mold or algae, it's just dust buildup or pollen, it really does have a big effect. So a lot of it is also personal preference. And then finally, how long does soft washing take? Again, going back to the efficiency thing, the reason why we love it so much more than pressure washing is because if you wanted to pressure wash your house, and you were just using high pressure for the whole thing, assuming you're getting every single square inch from the siding to the soffits to the fascia to the trim to the gutters, that could take you all day, if not multiple days, which is using a lot of water. It's using a lot of fuel. Your machine's running. Whereas with soft washing, it's usually an hour and a half. We're in and out. Now, if it's a larger house, of course, it's going to take a little bit more time. But for your standard two-story colonial house, for us to soft wash it with the professional equipment that we have, it takes us an hour and a half on the high end. And a lot of that time is really just protecting the plants, making sure we're not getting any water into electrical outlets, making sure we're basically taking care of the property, moving furniture or items off of the patio and putting them back. So a lot of the time is spent doing those things. Of course, the cleaning itself takes some time as well, but on average is about an hour and a half for your standard two-story or colonial. So hope this video helps out a little bit, guys. I know these are some of the most common questions and concerns that customers have for us. So hopefully this video helps you out a little bit. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out on email or send us a text or give us a call, and we'd be more than happy to answer them for you. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I look forward to hearing you soon.